we all set? Is this door going to be open or closed?
We don't want any big smiles, but kind of like you are right now, just a tiny grin, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Let's just go with that. Everyone, hold it. All right. Sound.
Roll sound, please.
Speed.
Roll camera, please.
Speed.
Scene 16B, take 1.
Action.
Torre. Come.
Cut.
Cut.
Okay, we're going to do the next one, and that's basically getting everyone in place.
Very careful.
Gate is clear.
Was it hard?
A couple of years ago, I was inspired by a book about Berlin took place during World War II, and a lot of the propaganda that was going on in Germany during World War II and before World War II seemed somewhat similar to the propaganda that we hear today regarding the war in Iraq. So I was thinking about it for the past couple of years, and then eventually I realized, okay, it's time to make this film. Basically, the story is as follows. Joseph Goebbels, at the end of the war, after Hitler committed suicide, decided that he was going to poison his 6 children, so he sent his wife Magda to go in there and do it. After their 6 children were poisoned, then Magda and Joseph, they killed themselves. So what we're doing today is the scene where the 6 children are getting poisoned. I know it's happy stuff. So after this film is done, I'm going to do something else like Sex Crazed Zombies or a Killer Wig.
Went online, read some books, and hit the video store and grabbed anything I could on the final days of Hitler's regime, and particularly on Joseph Goebbels, and even more particularly, which was harder to find, the last few days when Hitler took his life and Joseph took his and his family's life, to kind of get a feel of what was going on in their minds and in the world and history. And you just kind of pull little dabs from here and there, and hopefully it gels and you get a picture of what it's like. And so I did do quite a bit of research on Joseph. They needed a guy, obviously, who looked like Joseph Goebbels, who was Hitler's propaganda minister, kind of his right-hand man. And I guess he looks like I do, sort of. He was a shorter guy, slim, had some finer features, and I guess I fit the suit. Maybe that's why I got the job. Maybe it had nothing to do with my audition. I fit the suit, so that's probably what happened.
The swastika is such a powerful symbol in our modern age, ever since what was originally a religious symbol got co-opted by the Nazi regime. And so it's got so much emotional weight. And so using that effectively and using it to comment on the characters in the room has been really a lot of fun. And kind of picking angles that allowed us to do that. Some of the examples are having Herr Goebbels sitting at his desk, and he was a man of rather short stature, and Al is kind of short too. And we kind of purposely make him rather low in the frame, with the swastika kind of looming over him a lot. And a lot of times we also kind of emphasize Goebbels' short stature by having the camera above him more normally than you would usually. So we're just kind of making some choices in framing and how we place him in relationship to other objects of importance like the swastika flag, to comment on his powerlessness at this point in his life and on the destruction that he's facing and the ultimate death that he's going to be facing. So. Get the jib arm down. I need a person on each end of the jib, please.
Okay.
You're going to provide lift while we lift.
Can we have another person over here, please?
Nope. Come on down. All the way to the bottom. Okay. Let's get that light up on the other side of the wall. We may throw another one tap at the wall. Watch that. I'm going to turn this one on.
We're a little slow yesterday. We spent a lot of time setting up the shot, but it was worth it. It was a beautiful scene. I, at one point, had tears streaming down my face. It was very emotional. This is my first time working on a actual film camera. I've used the XL and the Vericam before. I've never actually used a 16mm film, so it's kind of a learning experience. The kids have been pretty well. You know, they're organized chaos. They're running around, but they're supposed to be running around in the scene, and The kids are not my department. I look after the equipment. I prefer the children's handlers to take care of them.
Fortunately, we have a room back there to keep them all entertained and busy and isolated and away from all the electrical stuff, craft services, lumber, and anything else that can be hazardous. They did great during rehearsals, but kids have so much energy, and you just have to corral them and have them channel that energy. So what I like to do with them is do some like calisthenics or jumping jacks. Just let them run around and wear them down. And hopefully I'll wear them down before they wear me down. But you know, I've had some coffee this morning, so I've got a lot of energy. So I'm ready for them.
The makeup is actually simple, really simple in this one. It's very plain, I almost want to say, because the makeup doesn't play a big role in telling the story, whereas in some other movies the makeup can be symbolic and can change the mood and the look of the character, whereas this is just more historical accuracy versus artistic, you know, endeavors. It's more just to replicate an era than to create an image.
I did research on the internet because I had to figure out how to get Nazi costumes, how to do the 40s hairstyle. I had a fair good idea what was going on, and when I saw it I knew exactly. I had to select the costume for the children again. I knew exactly what I wanted for those. And the hairstyles for the men. The ladies' costumes are always much easier, but that period, I mean, you saw the very elegance of the suit that the lady was wearing, Mrs. Goebbels was wearing. Very beautiful. You don't see many cut clothing like that today.
One of the interesting things is we don't actually have an assistant director on this set, and that can be a problem, but Chris is very aware of just how little film we have to shoot with. We've only got 800 feet to shoot with for 2 days of work, and when he realizes that he's short of film, rather than having an AD saying, I'm sorry, we can't shoot this, he says, okay, we're in trouble, and we sit down together and come up with an elegant solution to how to get what we want, all the emotional beats that we want on film.
A much smaller section in my frame that way. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Just bring around this corner.
Chris?
All right, yeah, go ahead and unplug it from there.
Which one is bold?
Okay. Yeah, that's much better.
Kids, over here to the side.
You touched the flag. She's a bad girl. She touched the flag.
Molly, can we get all of you guys together over here?
That looks good for mine.
We are family. Together we
Kind of like you're posing for a picture. So jump around him. Everyone gather around your dad. Jump around. Thank you, Daddy, for the present.
You guys do be careful
Is
with
this
the ball. You
15B?
don't want to get hurt, okay?
Be not be please.
Dominic, hit him with your feet.
Take one.
Action!
Thank you, 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 thank you.
Cut. It's all out of my own pocket. Yeah, but it's something I really believe in, so it's worth it. And, you know, after I told everyone that I'm going to do this, I mean, there was no turning around. I couldn't cancel it. And I'm like, you know what, it doesn't matter how much time or money, I just have to finish this project.
He's an absolute professional all the way. He's wonderful. He's wonderful with the children. You want to please him because he meets you all the way.
He really is supportive, and then also I think he has a sense of, at least for me, I think he had a sense of how I work best, and a couple times I said I need to hit my emotion here, and I'm having a bit of I hope I get there, and he just came over, and there was a couple words in my ear that he had mentioned before that worked and got me to a place. So it was nice to have that kind of teamwork going, and it was really beneficial for me. So he just seems really generous and really intuitive and focused, and has a nice, you can tell he has a nice picture, vision for what he wants to do, and he's well on his way.